10 Things You Should Know About Charlotte Flair's Romantic Relationships. Outside the squared circle, pro wrestlers go through the highs and lows of romantic relationships, just like everyone else. Take the case of Charlotte Flair, whose love life is more colorful than any storyline conjured by a creative team. The Queen of WWE is by no means immune to the pangs of heartbreak. Still, Charlotte has proven time and again that she's strong enough to kick out and pick up a W even when the odds defy her. 10. Her father had a fight with her boyfriend in 2008. This wasn't a good look for either Richard or Ashley Flair. Ric Flair had 2 children with his second wife Elizabeth Harrell. Their daughter Ashley was born in 1986, while their son Reed was born in 1988. After Reed passed away in 2013, Ashley, who had adopted the name Charlotte, dedicated her wrestling career to him. For decades, the legendary Ric Flair has entertained fans by competing in the ring. However, just 5 months after his WWE retirement, the Nature Boy got into it with the romantic partner of his daughter, the woman who would later adopt the name Charlotte. The incident happened on September 5, 2008. As reported by WRAL News, Flair, who goes by Richard Flair in real life, admitted to local police that he had engaged in a legitimate fight with the boyfriend of his daughter Ashley. When officers arrived at the scene, she apparently assaulted one of them, which led to her being shot with a taser. After Ashley pled guilty to the charge of resisting an officer, authorities dropped the charge, though could not escape a $200 fine and supervised probation. 9. She wrote about incidents of domestic violence involving her first husband. The revelations came in a 2017 autobiography that she shared with Nature. In 2004, Ric Flair released his autobiography To Be the Man. His legacy and personal story would be explored in a fresh angle in the 2017 book Second Nature, which he co-wrote with his daughter Charlotte. Brian Shields, author of WWE Encyclopedia, contributed to their book as well. From 2010 to 2011, Ashley Flair was married to a man named Ricky Johnson. 6 years after the couple got divorced, Ashley, who had since emerged in WWE as Charlotte, published a book that revealed explosive details about this marriage. In Second Nature, an autobiographical work that juxtaposes Charlotte's career and Ric Flair's legacy, the Queen wrote about multiple incidents of domestic violence perpetrated by her ex-husband Johnson. Ricky was the hardest to write about, Charlotte told ESPN in September 2017. If you would have talked to me 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have gotten through the interview without crying. 8. Ricky Johnson sued Charlotte and Ric Flair for defamation. He claimed that their book contained many falsehoods. Clearly unhappy with the claims made by Charlotte in Second Nature, Ricky Johnson filed a defamation lawsuit in 2018. The lawsuit was against Charlotte, Rick, Brian Shields, and WWE. Johnson denied many claims that Charlotte made regarding their marriage and why it ended. For his part, Ricky Johnson denied multiple claims made by Charlotte in Second Nature. In October 2018, Johnson filed a $5 million lawsuit against Charlotte, Rick, their co-author Brian Shields, and WWE, who helped the Flairs promote the book, for defamatory comments. Johnson denied that he had inflicted physical or psychological abuse on Charlotte. According to Johnson, there was also no truth to Charlotte's story about him being fired from multiple jobs due to problems with drug use. 7. Charlotte met her second husband in NXT. This man was an original member of the Ascension. When Ashley Flair stepped into WWE's developmental program in 2012, she didn't know what to expect. As it turned out, Ashley joined the developmental program right before the NXT era. In Triple H's new NXT, a number of competitors were carried over from the FCW roster, including Charlotte and her future husband. In 2012, Ashley Flair signed with WWE's developmental program. She was assigned to Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW, which would soon become the NXT brand helmed by Triple H. As it turned out, the start of Charlotte's WWE journey wouldn't be the only milestone in her NXT stint. It was in NXT that Charlotte met Kenneth Cameron, a British competitor whose real name was Thomas Latimer, better known as Bram from TNA. A holdover from FCW, Cameron had been part of the original Ascension stable that had also included Conor O'Brien, Tito Colon, who would become Epico on the main roster, and Raquel Diaz, the real-life daughter of Eddie Guerrero. Charlotte and Cameron entered a relationship, and wedding bells would not be far off. 6. For the duration of Charlotte's second marriage, she and her husband were in different companies. Instances like these just can't be avoided in the wrestling business. For a brief period in 2012, the team of Kenneth Cameron and Conor O'Brien was a force to be reckoned with in the NXT Tag Team division. Cameron, however, was released from NXT on November 30, 2012 after being slapped with battery and intoxication charges. While all this was happening, Charlotte was getting tangled in storylines involving Sasha Banks and Bayley. By June 2012, the Ascension had been whittled down to a tag team consisting of Cameron and O'Brien. The menacing duo picked up some serious steam in the tag team division before Cameron was released from NXT in November 2012 due to some legal troubles. As such, Charlotte and Cameron had to adapt to a long-distance relationship. From the time they got married in 2013 to the time their marriage ended in 2015, these two competitors were performing for different companies. During this time frame, Charlotte was coming into her own as a focal point of the NXT women's division, while Cameron would tour the independent circuit and join the TNA roster under the new name Bram. 5. Charlotte's second husband was charged with domestic abuse. The couple's marriage was reportedly on the rocks when this happened. In August 2015, Bram was slapped with 2 felony charges. As a result of these legal issues, TNA suspended him indefinitely. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Bram's marriage officially ended on October 29, 2015. On the morning of August 30, 2015, local police in Gulfport, Florida responded to an apparent domestic disturbance case involving TNA wrestler Bram and a woman who claimed to be his girlfriend. Bram, who would spend a couple of days in jail, was slapped with 2 felony charges: domestic battery by strangulation and false imprisonment. The charges against Charlotte's second husband were dropped in October 2015, but that same month, their marriage came to an end. Reportedly, even as the Gulfport incident was taking place, Charlotte and Bram's marriage had been on shaky ground. 4. Charlotte began dating Andrade in 2019. At that point, they were both members of the Smackdown roster. Charlotte has admitted to making the first move on Andrade. Andrade, for his part, has confessed to being intimidated by Charlotte's aura. Initially, Andrade wanted to keep their relationship under wraps. A new chapter in Charlotte's love life began in February 2019. While embarking on a pre-WrestleMania European tour, Charlotte enlisted the help of Carl Anderson so that she could be introduced to a SmackDown star that Anderson would be competing against. That competitor was none other than Andrade, who was barely a year into his main roster run alongside Zelina Vega. Anderson obliged, and soon afterwards, Charlotte and Andrade went on their first date in WWE catering, of all places. Though Andrade wanted to keep their relationship a secret, the beautiful couple gave the public a not-so-subtle wink when they stood side by side on the red carpet of the 2019 WWE Hall of Fame. 3. Charlotte and Andrade got married in 2022. Perhaps third time's the charm for the Queen. Andrade announced his engagement to Charlotte on January 1, 2020. The wedding bells, however, would not be rung for 2.5 years. Charlotte and Andrade's wedding received media coverage from outlets like E! and People. On New Year's Day 2020, Andrade announced on X that Charlotte had said yes to getting married. In May 2022, the couple tied the knot in Andrade's hometown of Torreon, Mexico. In an interview with People magazine, Charlotte put her third marriage into perspective. "Before I met him, I did not know anything except my job," the Queen said. "When I met him, he opened my eyes to travel and life and love, and a different culture." 2. Rumors of Charlotte and Andrade's breakup have surfaced multiple times. This couple has gotten the internet buzzing. For some reason, Andrade unfollowed Charlotte on X and Instagram in 2021. Charlotte reciprocated this on the X platform, but not on IG. Similar social media behavior was observed from the couple in 2023. Charlotte and Andrade can rightfully be called a power couple, so whenever gossip about their marital problems pop up, it spreads like wildfire. In November 2021, the rumor mill went bonkers when Andrade unfollowed Charlotte on both X and Instagram. Charlotte, on her end, unfollowed her husband on X, though there was no official confirmation that the couple had gone their separate ways. Fans noticed that Charlotte and Andrade unfollowed each other, yet again in the summer of 2023. 1. Charlotte paid Andrade a visit at a 2023 CMLL event. They sent a message loud and clear. Charlotte sustained serious knee injuries on the December 8, 2023 episode of Smackdown. As a result of these injuries, Charlotte was ruled out of action for 9 months. Still, Charlotte made her way to Andrade's CMLL appearance shortly before Christmas. As if to dispel the latest set of divorce rumors, Charlotte sat ringside for Andrade's CMLL appearance on December 22, 2023. Not even multiple knee injuries could keep the Queen from watching Andrade's 6-man tag team match in person. Unsurprisingly, Andrade's team won that match. 2 days after the CMLL event, Andrade went on X to post a picture of him kissing his wife. The caption simply read, "Date night."